What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Spill the Tequila here on the John Rocha channel. We are back after taking a week off at Christmas. I am John Rocha, joined as always by the king of swag himself, Winston. Hey, Marshall, how are you, Winston?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to kiss 2025 goodbye, bro. F this year. I'm so done. I am so done with 2025. There was, and let me be clear.
Please.
There was some good shit.
Yes.
There was some fantastic shit that happened this year. I booked a feature. I got engaged. I got a dog. Like, there's a lot of really good shit that happened. Yeah. But I am so ready to leave this year behind, man, and just, look forward to the next crop of movies that are coming out. Looking forward to the next set of sports seasons, because Lord knows it ain't it this year for basketball or for football for me. So bro, I'm just ready to be out, son.
and the Cowboys dropped Gardner there. I mean, like, what are your thoughts on that?
They dropped who?
Crazy. They dropped their boy, your defensive back. They dropped the defensive back.
Oh, you're talking about Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, Trayvon Diggs.
It's a mix. It's mixed feelings because the feeling that we had when he broke, he broke the Cowboy single season individual interception record, and I think he tied the overall league one. Yes. Like, that's one of those moments that you don't forget as a fan when that's happening, because every game you're like, oh shit, is he gonna get another one? And every game you go, you're like, oh shit. Like, it was, you don't forget it. But like, the truth of the matter is, when you look at it, once he got hurt, he was never really the same. He didn't come back quite as explosive. He always was, because he was a very boomer bust corner. Yeah. Where before the injury, like that year that he did that, he had all those interceptions. It wasn't like he was a lockdown corner. It was that he was more interested in playing on the ball than necessarily stopping the receiver from getting it, which on the upside meant he got a lot of interceptions. On the downside meant, if you looked at his stats, plenty of times where he got burned pretty badly. So he was a fantastic corner, but with certain issues. And then ever since he got hurt, like, he has been a vocal leader on the defense, that's for sure, but he just hasn't been the same. And then you paired him up with a bunch of shitty DCs that I don't even necessarily think it's purely he just didn't have the sauce anymore. I think it was you put him in shitty schemes, and then, because it's not just him that's been bad, the whole defense has been bad.
Yes. Agreed.
So I'm sad to see him go, but it also feels like it was time. He was not the dude that he was when he broke those records, but I think he's still got enough in the tank that, look, man, I hope he goes to a contender and he wins one and he's able to kind of rub it in our face, because shit, man, like, it looks like that's what DeMarcus Lawrence might do. It looked like that's what Micah was going to do before he got hurt. So
that was happening.
I wish him all the best.
Yeah. We'll see. We're about to, get into we're very close. One more weekend of games and we're into the playoffs. And certainly we'll talk about those games in a little bit, get into some entertainment news as well, and talk about some Stranger Things predictions. The finale is happening in about 53 minutes. So thanks to everybody who's going to stick around with us through a little bit of time at 5 o'clock. And then we're going to talk about the pop culture moments of 2025. Not necessarily TV or movie related, because this show kind of crosses over all the different areas of pop culture, so to speak. And so we're going to talk about some of those and run through. Maybe there's a top 25 from Hollywood Reporter. We'll roll through them and see which ones stand out to us.
Wait. He's officially a Packer. The Packers picked him up.
Is he really? I didn't see that.
The Packers picked him up off the waivers, bro. If him and, because Micah is obviously still on the team, he's just hurt. If him and Micah go and get a fucking chip this year,
oh my!
Nothing would make me happier, both for them as former Cowboys, but to just rub that shit in Jerry's face, bro. Like,
wow. Man. Well, they may have done this to, I say, as a thank you to Trayvon. Like, thanks. Go see if you can land on a playoff team. You deserve it. You've done good work here, blah, blah, blah. So it may have been a favor. I don't know, though. I don't know if Jerry would do that necessarily.
It sounds like it was a blend of thank you for your service, but also this is the only bad thing I've kind of heard about Shotty. So they played, obviously, you guys in DC. And Diggs requested, because him and Stefan are from the Maryland area. He's like, can I just not fly back just be here with my family, because literally if I fly back, I have to turn around and buy a flight and immediately come back out here for Christmas, because we're not doing anything until the following Monday. And Shadi denied the request. Like, there is apparently other people had made similar requests for other stuff throughout the season. They've been denied. So Shadi was just so, hell-bent. The rules are the rules. You're not getting around them. You're not special, whatever. And so literally, it sounds like Diggs didn't even bother to get on that flight. He just said, well, fuck that. I'm not going.
Wow.
Now, that isn't, like, Shadi insists, that's not the only thing. Like, there's some, the team brought up other instances of, like, when he first got hurt, he did not go through the team appointed process, either with their units or with the filling out the paperwork process of doing particular PT and everything for his recovery. So it was like a number of things kind of stacking up that kind of messed things up. And then he apparently got a concussion, not from football, but from an off the field injury at home where he was screwing around. So, like, I don't think that Diggs, like, is, to the level of, like, Stefan at times, where, like, he's out here strangling chefs and shit. But like, it's clear, for all the good that is there with Diggs and there with Trayvon, which there was, it sounds like at times he was headbutting with people in the building. So I'm sad to see him go, but it just sounds like maybe it was time,
Yeah, very possible. Well, we are going to get into a little bit of the NFL stuff a little bit later on in the show, but certainly we got entertainment stuff to jump into first. And I said our pop culture moments of 2025 and our predictions for Stranger Things. But we'd love to have you as the final Spill the Tequila of 2025 live on New Year's Eve night. Happy New Year to everybody who's overseas, because 8 hours from now is 12 o'clock over in the UK. So happy New Year to everybody in the UK. Darren Wright is watching us right now. Happy New Year to you, Darren, and anybody in the UK who's watching us live. Thank you so much. But send in your Streamlabs and Super Chats as we go along. Sending you love and support here for the show as we wrap up 2025, and that we're live on a holiday night to entertain you guys for the next hour and a half or so here on the channel. So thank you all so much for joining us. Let's jump into it, Winston. Let's not waste any time. We've got a lot to get into. So let's talk about this. Winston, we talked about this last night on the Hot Mic. There's a rumor roundup with DC Studios. Someone who I've got a really strong connection with, who's a source there, connected to DC, revealed to me last night, right before the Hot Mic was about to go live, that Gunn is looking to cast an actress for an unknown lead role in the Superman sequel. And I was told that they are auditioning every hot young actress in Hollywood. And the person who spoke to me, they are speculating very strongly that they believe this is Wonder Woman, and that Wonder Woman will be introduced in Superman Man of Tomorrow, or the Man of Tomorrow, whatever they're calling it this week. And my belief is that when I express concern to my source, like, this feels like they're repeating the same beats as Zack Snyder BVS, launching Wonder Woman this way. Will Batman be launched? Will we get a cameo Batman? And they responded to me very simply, I'm concerned. So I don't know which way we're going with this. James Gunn, certainly with Superman, has got a lot of goodwill from a lot of DC fans, including me. Supergirl looked good to me, but now is he going to launch Wonder Woman through this and possibly launch Batman as a cameo near the end? What are your thoughts on this one?
If they're going to do that, then it needs to be no more than what we got out of Supergirl. It was, you saw her for all of a minute or two cameo. Just to
Supergirl in
exist.
Superman. Right on. You mean Supergirl and Superman, right.
You cannot go BVS. You cannot, like, where you had Batman halfway through that, like, as kind of half the movie, but we really weren't introduced to him, which always just felt sloppy. And I get the idea of, yes, we get it. Batman's parents killed in an alley. You still showed it. Like, so don't sit here and pretend like you like it. Just there was just too much going on, and then you kind of made Wonder Woman an afterthought, where she just kind of popped in and, like, oh, let me help you defeat this shittily put together Doomsday. So like, as long as we're not doing that, then fine. I think that's the whole thing. You are going to have to introduce them at some point or another. You can do an origin story for all of them on their own. That's fine. But because you started off with Superman is already in a world where metas exist. That means a lot of these players are already kind of out there one way or the other.
Yes.
So that's fine. Just do not try and do too much at once. It needs to be literally Man of Tomorrow. Maybe there's something going on and like Lex's nonsense or whatever. So then Bruce's Wayne Enterprises comes into play.
Right.
And so like you're not necessarily getting a full Batman, but we're introduced to Bruce or at least Wayne Enterprises that we go, shit, okay, he's here. He's great. Or like it's a scenario where Man of Tomorrow, maybe if Brainiac really is it, Brainiac is trying to find a way to channel magic. And even though Wonder Woman isn't like a magical character per se, she is magical. Right. There is magical elements to her. She's been involved in plenty of magical stuff. So maybe it's like as we know, at times she served as an archaeologist or a historian. Right. If you go and you meet her and it's like, oh yeah, this is from XYZ century and it does blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh shit, Diana Prince exists. That's all fine. Just if you're gonna do Lex and Superman teaming up and you're gonna do Brainiac, focus on a Superman movie. You can introduce elements the way you had Hawkeye and Thor or Black Widow, like at the most. Right. You did a Black Widow and Iron Man 2, but it really needs to be more Hawkeye and Thor being like, okay. Yeah. And then that's it. And then we get them for real in a real installment later.
Yeah, because if you add this to what Apocalyptic Horseman said a few days ago, right after Christmas, on his Q&A about there being a big male supporting character, not sure if it's a hero, but it's someone who will reappear in future projects. Wish I had more details. That's what he was saying, that he'd heard about a casting notice coming out behind the scenes looking for a big male supporting character. So it's very possible that that could be Batman. It's very possible that it could be an element of Apocalypse that's not Darkseid. There's a lot of possibilities. And then you add in Wonder Woman as a thing here. And it sounds like this movie may be a soft launch of the quote unquote Justice League, which he's been referring to wanting to do, but not rushing to do in his universe. And I imagine that same different people in charge of Warner Brothers, but the same issue as they had with Zack Snyder. We need to get this Justice League team off the ground as soon as possible. And I wonder if the Justice right, there is the Justice Gang, but the Justice League, of course, is Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Arrow. So, and we've got a Green Lantern coming. He would be part of it. So there's all these things that are in motion right now behind the scenes. And I wonder if Warner Brothers executives are like, we need to get a Justice League as soon as possible. And I know people are like, well, no one tells James Gunn what to do. Peter Sapp. The men who have the purse strings tell the people what to do. So if that's a possibility here, the Wonder Woman thing starts to now feel a little more possible, in my opinion, when I look at it.
Yeah, no, for sure. But that's it. Where I think a lot of this crossover element of franchises, specifically with comic book movies, have run into trouble is the idea of, instead of making a movie about itself, it is all too much about what else is coming next. It becomes almost a giant trailer for what's coming.
Kind of like the end of Peacemaker. Kind of like the end of Peacemaker, teasing us to what's coming next. Yes.
That would be the type of thing that I would be worried about, was that because Peacemaker all of a sudden just felt like, this is just a stepping stone to something else.
Yeah.
That cannot happen. This truly needs to be its own movie that if you watch it on its own, you could just enjoy it for what it is, but it gives you enough to be ready for what's next.
Yeah.
That is what all of these movies going forward need to be. And I think that's where the art of a lot of this got a little bit lost. Yeah. And that's why I think that, like, the movies, even post Endgame, that have been the most successful, went back to that formula. So Shang-Chi, for example, is one of the ones that's talked about as being really good. Yes, your post-credit is important to all of that and whatnot.
Yeah.
And yes, you had Trevor Slattery come back in and you kind of put a bow on the Mandarin and everything. Oh my God, I'm gonna fight something.
What's wrong?
Sorry, I was trying to finish uploading the the new Blurreds is coming out tonight. We're doing another Black Family Feud, and for some reason it keeps not wanting to upload it. It just said, "Oh no, your bit rate's too high." I'm like, "I will strangle you." But yeah, I just really hope that is what we're looking at, is that we're looking at a scenario where we let these movies live on their own, but they are connected. That is what you need, is they are connected. They are not so ingrained that they can't be standalones. Like, you could a good TV show, it still needs you to, yes, it's a season, so you want it all to connect together, but each individual episode, you should be able to sit and watch it and go, damn, that was just good ass TV, and it can stand on its own. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely know what you mean. Yeah, you got to be able to walk that line. It's not easy to do, to make a project singularly itself, but also have ties to other things organically within the project. So yeah, not an easy thing to do, but we'll see. We'll see. And that we'll get more news obviously in 2026 as this gets closer and closer with Supergirl and Clayface. I'm sure as they start to shoot, it's going to be announced who the people being cast in these roles are, and we'll see as it goes along. So we'll keep tabs on that. All right, let's move on to this other story here, Winston. This is also something we talked about last night. I want to get your thoughts. I know because you are, a part, you do stuff there on your channel, Blurs, that you've got, and Capes and Cowls when you get a chance to get on there. But yeah, this is something we talked about last night that also a connection of mine revealed to me last night, was revealed on the hot mic, and that the situation is that Doom, I was told that Doom in Doomsday has a female sidekick who also has a mask. This person is supposedly a female Doom and will get a male and female Doom team. And this could be a Doom variant. Could be Sue Storm from another dimension or another universe as well. A lot of people speculating Scarlet Witch. And some people even speculated what's her face from Loki, that she could be the female Doom because of her connections with Loki and all of that. That's a possibility as well. And we might be getting a battle between Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman near the end of Doomsday. So a lot there in this particular story. What stands out to you? What do you believe? What do you think? Does it pass your own personal smell test? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think because you're trying to do the whole incursion thing and you're trying to bring an end to the multiverse, I think it also stands in the same vein of what I was just kind of saying about, don't go too deep into Diana, don't go too deep into Bruce if you're really bringing them in. That's not the main story. I think in this case, yes, that is the main story, because we're going to have to deal with these variants ultimately to get to Secret Wars and everything else. However, it better be like, don't let it be as cheesy and as poorly done as, say, The Flash, where you're randomly looking into the various DC worlds, like the Nick Cage self-destruct, whatever. Because it just it was the shitty CGI of it all and everything else that was weird. I don't think the concept was wrong. It just looked terrible. So like, if you want to do something along those lines where you see maybe if Doom is like, there can only be one Highlander type shit, and so he marks like a female Doom because she's got some sort of power he needs. Sure, because like I have to believe you don't put this many people in a movie where like A-listers like that, where the X-Men are going to have a massive role, and the Avengers are going to have a massive role, and the Fantastic Four are going to have you physically can't do it, because even if you look at Infinity War and Endgame, you either had minimal participation from certain characters, they were there, but like nothing. Like Shuri had 10 lines all of Infinity War, and a couple cool moments in Endgame. Same with the Okoye. Why did you keep her up there this whole time? Like that little things like that are fine, but you know who your main players are. I have a feeling that like the X-Men aren't going to be around that long. I think that what we're going to see is a way to close out that universe. And it's both the same way that Hugh kind of got a chance to say goodbye, and Chris Evans got to say goodbye to his version of Torch and all that kind of stuff. I think it'll be a way for Stewart and all of them to get their moment, but to also set up what these incursion of worlds means, and what that ultimately. So if you're gonna end up with a female Doom, I gotta believe that that's more of what's happening. It's another world collapsed or something like that, or maybe the Robert we're getting is Doom because we don't really know yet.
Right.
Was it actually really the Doom? Maybe the Doom was the wife and she died, and now he takes on the man because he's like, no, you're gonna kill my wife, you're gonna kill my world, I'm gonna kill all you bitches. Like, like maybe it's something like that. I don't know, but I really hope they do not overcomplicate this.
Well,
that is what I'm worried about.
Yeah, and that's a great point you bring up, Winston. You don't want to overcomplicate the situation, but you also don't want to repeat the same beats that you saw from Baron Zemo. Because remember, Baron Zemo, his family died. He wanted revenge on the Avengers, and he went in and essentially created a civil war between the two sides. And so, are we going to repeat that same situation, but in a much more massive and universal way with all the different dimensions and all the different galaxies that could be involved? There's a lot of concern, I think, with a lot of fans looking at this stuff. And these trailers, I think, have excited fans, but they've also made fans a little trepidatious and felt that these trailers weren't necessarily that exciting. The X-Men one that's leaked, we don't know what the full trailer is yet, of course, officially till it comes out, but some of those images as well got people excited, but also people were like, well, where's this person? Where's that person? Where's this person? So we'll see. And then today, some images leaked from supposedly the fourth trailer, which will have the Wakandans and the Fantastic Four being a part of it. So we'll see how much of that is true. But yeah, I mean, this is an interesting situation. And I want to clarify, the person who gave me these said that she's a sidekick, not that she is the main Doom. So I don't know what that means. And I would not be surprised if it is Tony Stark Doom and Pepper Potts Doom together from a different dimension to doing the things that they're doing. So we'll see if that's where they go. But the Scarlet Witch being a part of this as a Doom character, that could be really, really fascinating because we've already seen multiple Scarlet Witches in Multiverse of Madness.
I mean, and someone even said, there's also a world where maybe it's Madame Mask, and that could be also interesting too. If they're going to go that route, I don't think that's a poor decision. I know normally, if I remember correctly, I mean, I forgot. Agent Carter is still considered canon, so maybe not. But yeah, was it specifically that is a Doom, that it's a Doom like variant? Is that what they're saying, or they're just saying that he has some sort of female cohort?
Female cohort who's also wearing a mask.
And is it also a scenario where hold on. Yeah, is it also a scenario where like they're saying they're casting somebody, or they're just saying that this character will be there?
This character will be there. That's what they're saying. I'm going to read the exact words because I have it up here. The person sent it to me. Doom has like a female sidekick that also has a mask, and I think this person thinks is a female Doom.
So then I would venture a guess, because again, we need to close loopholes here. I would actually go further to say it's Agent 13, who we used very temporarily as God, what is it? The broker.
Yeah.
That she just comes back as the power broker and then like is teaming up with Doom because then she gets something out of it. I think that would make sense because you need to close loopholes. Like, don't leave loose ends when they're sitting there. Have that be a way of that's how Doom maybe is getting around, is she sees this as an opportunity to get some more power and get some revenge that she wants herself. Because remember, she's pissed off at Steve and everything else because it fucked her up when that happened.
Great point, Winston.
She doesn't like Steve. Yeah, let's F him up. I'm here for it. And let that be what it is. Like, I think, again, let's not overcomplicate things. Let's bring it back. So that might
use what's already there. Use what's already there. Great point, Winston. Absolutely, dude. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. We'll leave it there because I'm sure more stuff's going to pop up in 2026 around Doomsday. And one last thing before we leave this section. Are you liking these trailers that are coming out, Winston? Are they getting you? Where are you at on these trailers, man? Where are you at, honestly?
I have not officially watched them because I haven't seen Avatar yet. I need to. I don't want to, but I need to. I saw the Steve one.
Yes.
I haven't seen the Thor one. I heard about the leak of the X-Men one. Did you see that?
I saw images. I haven't seen it. Because the first one leaked, the Captain America one, and then I did a reaction to it when it came out of 4K. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to watch the leak ones anymore because Some of the stuff is real, some of the stuff is not real. So I'm just going to wait till Marvel officially release them. I'll see the images, but I won't watch the actual moving images until Marvel releases them officially, So that's kind of where I'm at on it.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, man.
Yeah, I like the trailer so far, but we'll see more. Final thoughts on that, Winston?
I mean, again, we're in a delicate space right now. This entire genre. I'm being really real. We are in a very delicate place with this genre. And so if it is going to survive and actually see the next set of stories, so to truly get some X-Men content, to really see what like a Justice League under Gunn looks like, or what the new Batman, if we're going to not let this go the way of the Western,
right,
then they have to do this right. You do not have any more runway. You do not have any more goodwill to make an overcomplicated story or a meh story. You need people to be excited about it again. Right. So give us good ideas, give us good filmmaking, but that old adage of KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Like you're gonna be complicated because it's a multiverse. Yeah. But wrap it up with the nice bow that makes sense. If you just start going, yeah, man, look, what Loki kind of did, and then Doctor Strange did this shit over here. Worlds are collapsing. There are too many people have been messing with the different timelines. The worlds are collapsing, and then just start destroying worlds. Just start blowing shit up. And so then we kind of have to get down to exactly what happened when you ended the Ultimate Universe the first time. All them worlds are gone, bro. We just and Doom made a secret world. Made this Secret Wars, and then when that was over, we rebuilt the universe. There's one universe, so we're chilling in the universe. So everybody chill. That is what we need to get to.
Winston, like any good producer on set, when shit's going wild, wrap it up, boys. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
We got shit up, B. You better wrap that gavel up too, B. I don't know. Did you ever watch Scandal?
Of course, yeah. Kerry Washington. Come on now.
Well, what is it, Guillermo? Is it Diaz? That plays Huck.
Oh yeah.
I love him because remember he was in Half Baked, but he was homies with Chappelle, so like he did he was in a bunch of the early Chappelle show sketches. So I remember the Wrap It Up box where he was like on trial for murder, and they were like he started playing the Wrap It Up box for the judge. He's like, you better wrap that shit up, B. Like
he was just in an episode of St. Dennis Medical. He was hilarious on that. So yeah, nice. It was good. It was good to see him like do a little comedy because he's such an intimidating looking dude.
Well, and that's so funny is like he was always a little intimidating, but he started off so goofy because like it was Half Baked. So like he's just a stoner. And then like you get him in the Chappelle show, which he's still funny, but it's like the pop copy, like where he's playing like a thug that don't want to work there, and then again he's on trial for murder. Like so he does play intimidating, especially then Huck. Yeah, you get to see a little bit of his humanity, but he's playing a deranged spy killer, that just had a heart of gold until he got broken. So it's it is nice to see. Did you see him in Broad City? Because then he played
oh no, I haven't seen Broad City. That's one of the Lady Outlaw's favorite ones. I haven't seen.
He comes back in Broad City for a reoccurring where he is he's because I think the actor himself is actually gay. So he plays he plays like the boyfriend and eventually husband of another gay Latino in the show. And it's really funny when he comes in because the person that he's paired up with is a hoarder, and he doesn't. And so Guillermo doesn't know at the time, so he's just like they're all cutesy and all that kind of stuff. And then the episode is about like, well, I wanted to come and see your place. They're like, yeah, you should go in. He's like, no, we have to go to dinner. We cannot see it or whatever. And that's when the girls go in to find out that he's a hoarder and try and like help so he doesn't lose his husband. It's so funny. It is a great show, and he's really good at it.
Oh, that's hilarious, man. All right, well, let's move on from that, Winston. Dude, we are 27 minutes away from Stranger Things, the series finale coming out. You just finished the previous 3 episodes. We did a review of this a couple of days ago on Geek Buddies, but real quick, man, what predictions do you have for this finale? What do you think is going to happen? Like, what are some feelings you have that you think might happen now that these episodes are fresh in your mind? Where do you think this is going? It's a 2-hour, I think 2.5 hour season finale. 1.1 million theater tickets sold. 1.1 million theater tickets sold. There is literally a showing every 15 minutes at my Regal Cinema until 11 o'clock tonight, starting at 5 o'clock.
Is it only tonight? They're not doing it for over the weekend?
What? No, I think it's only tonight. Yeah, so it's crazy.
Kind of infuriating. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, only in the standpoint of like, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But it's a night where people like have shit to do on New Year's. I get the idea of like, oh, go let that be what your New Year's shit is.
Right.
That sucks, man, because I would love to go and see the finale on the big screen. But like,
oh, wait,
I don't have kids. Nigga got kids. Some people don't want to fucking go out with all the drunk assholes and shit. I would be there. Run that shit for the full weekend. Do it a weekend showing. Bare minimum. Set it so you're also doing it New Year's Day. The movie theaters are already open on New Year's anyway. Set it for New Year's Day, man.
So let's clarify, because I spoke out of turn here. It is available tonight and tomorrow, but that's it. So it's only New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. There are screenings, at least where I live in San Diego, every 5 to 10 minutes or 5 to 15 minutes. So yes, it is available tonight, but also tomorrow. But then that's it, Winston. So if you don't see it in the theater next couple of days, you're not going to see it in the theater.
What's wild to me too is like I'm like trying to see if it's anywhere, and they're like, nope, all this shit is already sold. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, sold out, dude. Sold out. Every showing tonight is sold out. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
They're like pretty much all, but yes, 5:05, 5:15, 5:30, 5:45. They're all almost full or like done, and I'm like, that's whack. And the other thing too, it's excluded from A-list. That's also infuriating.
Yeah, you have to pay the full price. Exactly.
I already pay so much money for fucking A-list, and yet I still I gotta drop more money, man.
Oh, so what predictions do you have for tonight? If we get back to the question,
people gotta die.
Predictions? Okay,
people
you think
gotta
so?
Die.
Okay.
People gotta die. I think Lucas and Max have been through enough. They gotta live. I think that after Will's big moment, I think he's got to live, because that would be weird. I have a feeling that I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen the other episodes yet, but like the fact that you had a conversation where Elle has to think about if she's going to be a part of like everybody's life or not. I have a feeling that Mike is going to stick with her, and they're both going to go out together.
Okay.
I think that,
and by go out, you mean die. You mean die.
Yes.
By go out. Okay.
I think Mike and Elle are going to end up sacrificing themselves together, and I think it'll be a scenario where they don't like. Okay, I guess there's no way to talk about this, make a prediction without sort of talking about it, and I guess it has been a week, so there's that. But it was the whole idea of like the sister being like, "Look, they'll make more of us, so we got to stay here." Mike's going to find out that that's what Elle's trying to do.
Right.
He's gonna go in and be with Elle, and like, you think they're gonna die because they're blowing up essentially what is this like bridge, the wormhole?
Yeah, the wormhole.
But in actuality, they just kind of cut off connection, and I think the two of them still live together. Maybe even to the point of like, because it's a wormhole, maybe they end up in a different point in time together. Right. So like they don't get stuck in the upside down. They end up at a different time and place and get to live happily ever after. But they're not with their friends. They're not with their family. It's just them now.
Right.
I think you're probably going to end up in a scenario. I think there's going to be a scenario where potentially Vecna doesn't necessarily die.
Oh,
I think that he will, but I don't think it's going to be like we did it, we murdered him. I think it's going to be for Naruto fans. There's going to be some Taka no Jutsu that goes on, and he's going to see the error of his ways and go full pain and sacrifice himself to shut it down. Like I think maybe there's something along those lines there. Especially because the quote out of, I think it was Noah Schlepp being like, everybody's gonna like this. It's not gonna give everybody the thing that they thought that they wanted. So that means that people have to die, and it means that things aren't gonna necessarily go the way that people want them to go.
Yeah. Millie Bobby in her interview was facially, she was very clearly not happy with how the finale went down. So that's really curious whether that's to throw us off the game or were those her actual feelings, like Emilia Clarke at the end of Game of Thrones. We will see when she was talking about the finale. But yeah, I don't think anybody's going to die. I just have no belief that anybody's going to die. One of the Duffer Brothers said,
somebody got killed every season, my man.
I know. But the Duffer Brothers said, like, we're not Game of Thrones. This is not the Red Wedding, blah, blah, blah. So I think, but I like what you said. I think Vecna probably sees, remember, this is a kids show. It started out with kids. Yes, there's adult themes, adult subject matter, adult experiences that they're going through for sure. But it is the basis of kids versus an evil. And most of the time, it's about redeeming that evil or getting that evil to see the error of its ways and turning around. So what you say about Vecna, I think is very possible, because Vecna clearly was someone who was twisted at a young age because of this situation. I think seeing him kill that man with a rock in one of those episodes when he was younger, that's going to play into all of this. Like, what was in that suitcase, and can they take that out of Vecna so he comes back to being normal? So great point you make there, Winston. I think it's very possible, but I don't think anybody's going to die. But I do think Elle probably stays behind in the Upside Down with Callie to make sure the wormhole never happens, or her and Vecna stay behind to be vigilant to make sure it never happens. But yeah, I don't think we're getting the satisfaction of Vecna's death tonight either. I think everybody lives. Yeah,
I think he will, but I don't think it'll be, final Thanos snap. We got him.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, what we were supposed to see with the rock to the head, it's not to say that you can't kill, say, a Killmonger who tragic upbringing. That's what that's really coming out of that.
Right.
Nothing that you can't. I genuinely think it's going the pain arc of Naruto, and it's I'm going to talk no jutsu you out of this and be like, no. Like, yes, we fought and we fought hard, but then there's like a meeting of the minds of like, do you not see? Because the fact that you even had Will be like, it's not just like he preys on your fear, but he's got fear too, which is showing. And the fact that he is so hell bent on using kids, and the idea is like, oh, because their minds are impressionable. They keep coming back to that theme about how kids and how they can be impressionable and how certain things happen to you and it changes who you are and how you develop. And we got to see that even with all of these kids and how they have been throughout. So looking at how, like, Dustin, for example, has specifically taken losing his mentor, watching like all that, he has gone on a very particular journey. I think the same thing is going to then happen with Vecna of like, you were just a lost kid, bro. Like, that's why you went and actually got kids. It's not just because they're impressionable. It's also because you just kind of wanted your friends and your childhood back. And I think they're going to be able to ultimately appeal to him one way or the other after their big battle, but it just wasn't going to be enough to like try and right somewhat of a wrong. And then that's it. Like, he has to sacrifice himself to do it, but like he tries to right all this damage he's done.
Yeah, maybe they attack Vecna attacks the military when the military is about to take Elle or Callie or turn on the kids. There's a positive. Vecna saves them from the military, and really, who are the real bad guys, I would imagine, fully.
Military is definitely the evil. Linda Hamilton is evil as shit.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, I mean, she's taking the blood from children, for God's sakes. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's happening in about 18 minutes for you all who are going to see it. But of course, I'm going to watch it afterwards. But yeah, looking forward to it for sure. All right. Well, we're at the New Year's Eve portion of the show. It's time to talk a little bit, Winston, about the big cultural moments, pop culture moments of 2025. I'm getting this graphic from the Hollywood Reporter, so giving them credit, their graphic people credit for creating this graphic. But I'm going to bring up an article, Winston. We'll follow along and talk about some of these big moments of 2025. Let me accept all the cookies so they can just send me shit. But yeah, this is the article. Oh, well, hold on. Let me take that down. There we go. There we go. So this is the article in the Hollywood Reporter talking about the big things of 2025. Certainly, Zaslav got the last laugh after all. Today, a couple hours ago, it was reported that once again, WB is going to reject Paramount's latest attempts to buy them, including the $40.1 billion that Larry Ellison promised as a backstop to help get this across the line. They still are apparently going to reject this bid, which is insane. We can skip the DC. We got the AI Tilly Norwood almost got an agent. That was a big pop culture moment as well. The squirrel here drinking, of course, or the raccoon rather, doing what it did there in that liquor store in Virginia. The jeans situation with Sydney Sweeney, of course. Sinners being a big pop culture thing as well. Hollywood moving to London because of the taxes on LA productions and the amount of discounts they get in London. Jimmy Kimmel, what happened with him, and then Stephen Colbert getting canceled are some big ones. The LA fire, of course, and then ice showing up in all these different cities that's still currently happening, even though today, Winston, the National Guard was pulled out of a number of cities. Trump is changing his mind on that for now. Yeah, the year everyone got laid off. Matt Belloni with Puck News, Belloni rather with Puck News. Olivia Newsy and her bullshit with Vanity Fair, getting involved with RK Jr. and all that. Movie stars got even smaller, and not just because of Ozempic, for sure. And we had Rush Hour 4 possibly happening. I don't know anything about that, so I can't speak on that. Of course, we got this situation at Gillette Stadium during a Coldplay concert when these two people who were with other people got into it on the screen. K-pop Demon Hunters was massive. Let's see, Disney sued AI, then embraced it. And so those kinds of things here. So Winston, what stands out to you? What are the things you want to talk? Oh yeah, of course, the losses of Robert Redford and Diane Keaton as well. And then of course, Travis and Taylor getting together here. So what are some pop culture moments from there, or your own pop culture moments you want to make sure we hit on, bro?
I mean, you can't. The Coldplay kiss thing was fucking hilarious. Like let's keep it a buck. That was absolutely hilarious. It was one of the things that I think brought everybody together. For a little bit. I think everybody was like, "You're the dumbass that did that shit." Like what? Yeah. Like who feels bad for you? Like, and the fact that what's her name, the woman involved in it, then turned around and did she got like a whole Jose. Now, mind you, the only thing I will give her, equal energy needed to be put on both of them for that bullshit.
Agreed.
But otherwise, you ain't get no sympathy from me. People were I was so worried about my daughters because I was like, bitch, you went to a public place to go cheat with your boss. You deserve everything that none of the death threats. I always stand by that. None of that shit. No violence to come against her, nothing like that. But to be clowned incessantly, yes, you should have. Yeah. And if anything, I hope it taught your daughters a lesson. Don't be like mom. Mom's a dummy. Like, I thought that was just like a very funny kind of moment that brought everybody together. Obviously, in this household, less so me, but also me. The Travis and Taylor nuptial or like engagement was big, just because I was already planning, and then all of a sudden it was like. But I was happy that I didn't do it when I was originally going to, because it would have been around the same week of when they did. So that shit would have been fully overshadowed. But the running joke was my fiance being like, well, now you have to, there's nothing that make me happier than to be in the same engagement class as Taylor. And I was like, I was already doing it, but that's not why I was doing it. That was just going to be a bonus. But I think for me, probably outside of any of the political stuff, because obviously there's no way that the biggest thing wasn't what was the clusterfuck of Trump's first year of his second term, because it was a clusterfuck all year. There was always something, whether it be tariffs or ICE or we're not going to send funding to California for the fires if you don't do what we say, or the shutdown, or taking out SNAP benefits, or like infinite number of things that he did to kind of just ruin a lot of stuff and make life a lot worse. Yeah. I got to say, for me, it was the shot heard around the world. Not the one that you think that I'm like talking about. It's specifically the trading of Luka away from the Mavericks to the Lakers. I think that shook enough of the sports world that it like shook the world. Like for like the fact that people that don't fuck with sports were like, wait, what? Like, and someone was like, I need you to explain this to me like it's, like it's Pokemon. All right, bro, you just caught a Mewtwo. There's only one in the motherfucking game. And you said, you know what? I don't want a Mewtwo. Send me a busted up Caterpie for that. Like for those that like those are the people in my video game nerddom. Let's say you want to talk about it in a movie scenario. It's like, all right, bro, we're not going to sit here and watch The Godfather. Better yet, what we're going to sit here and watch for the rest of your tenure of this entire thing, we're going to watch what was the one with the hello Mark, the Room, or whatever.
Oh
the fuck
yeah,
it
The
is.
Room. Yes,
We're just gonna watch The Room, all right? Because that's the dumpster fire of stuff that happened. But we got a little lucky that because Cooper Flagsafar is like not bad, but again, I don't think he'll ever be Luca. It looks more like Room with Brie Larson, where she won her Oscar, which is good, but it ain't. It is not The Godfather. It's not a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that was one that really rippled in my head. It was early. It was right after the fires. It made no sense. It changed the landscape of the NBA after that for a number of different reasons.
100%.
That was the one that got me more than anything. I cannot believe that happened. And I will say, by that happening, it didn't mean I wasn't upset about Micah. I very much was.
Oh,
but at that point, when you've already had your heart ripped out, if they like, if a villain has beaten you to the point where all like, both your arms and legs are broken, if you come and like, crack my jaw too, everything else is broken, I guess. Whatever.
I'm already injured. Yeah, exactly.
Stop it. He's dead already.
I would have to say yes. If we move politics aside, because I think that owns the entire year, to be honest, and you're 100% right, because it didn't just affect us, it affected the world. We're seeing that now with the Russia-Ukraine situation and that hot mic moment between him and Zelensky that happened a couple of days ago. The tariffs that affected our relationships with Canada, with China. Europe has banded together to fund Ukraine without the United States. Like, there's a lot of decisions by the idiots up there in Washington that has affected all of us domestically and all of us internationally, and how we're dealing with the prices have gone up on everything, and so there's all of that. But for me, I think the number one pop culture moment has to be Kendrick Lamar. For me, that Super Bowl halftime show was absolutely insane, along with the Eagles destroying the Chiefs, which was essentially a harbinger of things to come for the Chiefs in this season. But first of all, for the NFL to be as forward-thinking as they were to get Kendrick Lamar, to have Kendrick Lamar be allowed to perform that Drake diss track and allowed to say A minor and essentially reference pedophilia, like, that is just beyond shocking on so many levels for Super Bowl halftime show, which has always been about, let's get artists who used to be famous 10 years ago to come in and do their safe greatest hits, and let's have a good time. Yes, we've occasionally had Prince, we had Whitney Houston, but most of the time we have like Aerosmith with Britney Spears or some shit. We rarely have had people who are right on the cusp of their fame, and I thought Kendrick murdered that halftime show. Absolutely blew people away, man.
It was some of the greatest artistry that we've seen at a halftime show, especially because there was like a message. There were multiple, because of that entire beef that was happening. It was layered with messages.
So
it was layered at still taking shots at Drake. It was layered at taking shots at Trump and this administration. It was layered at taking shots at America being like a problem right now. Obviously Beyonce's performance was fantastic. And obviously when you go at like when she did the Super Bowl and you look, there's a lot of messaging in her stuff too. But this feels to me like it was just for someone that is fantastic at artistry and really doing that. And like, there's very few people on this planet that even come in the stratosphere of Beyonce being able to deliver a message in a performance. I think that Kendrick edged that out. Like, I genuinely think that there hasn't been a performance in a Super Bowl that has that kind, even to the point where you had God knows how many like kind of MAGA or ultra old and white people be like, I'm not watching that. I'm not this, that, and the other. But then like someone be like, that was kind of hard though. Like, I don't even talk. That was kind of hard though. Or all of a sudden they're like, who is this Kendrick? Or even better, they're so out of touch or so stupid that they were just like, he was out here saying that was Uncle Sam. I love me some Samuel L. Jackson. That was fantastic. And they were getting sneak dissed themselves without even realizing they were getting sneak dissed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I think also, Winston, the reason I like is because it took the top pop culture moment of 2024, which I think was the Kendrick and Drake feud, and then added and connect. That rarely happens to me, where the one moment leads to another equally great moment in the next year. That's a pop culture moment. I think that's also a reason to talk about it. A few BuzzFeed ones here. Beyonce winning Grammy for best country album, watching country people lose their fucking minds.
I forgot
that was a big one. Right. The TikTok situation. Are they being sold? We were going to lose the app because of the Chinese company owned it. All of that. The people who performed at the inaugural, but their sound went out, like Carrie Underwood, and us being surprised seeing a bunch of tech bros sitting up there. Drake filing his lawsuit at UMG. Right. That was in January, right before the situation happened. The Blue Origin or whatever it's called, the spaceship there with all the women like Katy Perry and all that, and then the fallout from all of that for Bezos.
Zoran winning. What? How did we miss
Zoran
that?
Mamdani? Yes, Zoran Mamdani winning. Absolutely, that's a great point.
Also, a Chicago/American Pope.
Yes,
that's huge.
Absolutely true as well. Let's see.
The fact that South Park had a full resurgence.
Yes,
the whole Labubu shit.
Andor coming in and shocking a lot of people and being amazing at what it did. Yeah.
And Montoya from the Latino Love Island. No, porque like that whole segment, him sprinting back, and he's like, I'm gonna watch. I can't watch. I can't watch. Oh my god, I'm a killer. Like
the heist at the Louvre. Remember that happened as well.
6'7", bro.
6'7". You could argue 6'7" could be one that people have looked at as well. Yeah, Morgan Wallen, his little bitch ass stepping off the SNL stage saying he's going back to God's country. That stupid shit. So those are the ones that people talked about throughout the year as well. So, and Labubu, as you said, which is apparently going to lead to a movie, for God's sake. So a lot of this stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, Andrew Joshua whipping Jake Paul's ass the other day. That's another.
That was a big one. That was just so last minute. I almost forgot about it, man. That was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the whole Shador Sanders.
100%.
There's no way you can't think about the NFL this year and how he was supposedly potentially a number 1 overall pick, or at least a first round pick, and then he drops all the way to the 5th, and then all the nonsense with Stefanski and not playing him and going with Gabriel, and now all of a sudden it looks like, well, damn, he might actually be the quarterback of the future, because when he's settled, he looks really good. Like there was a lot there. There was a lot of really interesting sports moments this year. Sure. I mean, hell, even Asia Wilson getting a 4th MVP and a title is huge. You know, Oklahoma City getting that title, and now they look like they're going to be an unstoppable force. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, that dynasty is essentially dead. It doesn't mean that they can't return to relevance, but they are not nearly as strong as they were. He is now down with that knee injury. They're not making the playoffs for the first time since Patrick Mahomes has been a starter for the team. Yeah. Like, there's a lot to look at.
You being a lifelong fan of the Dodgers, winning a World Series finally, you
First of all, they won 2, but also second of all, you got to remember, we probably watched the greatest game of baseball ever during the World Series.
Yes. Yeah. Was it 18 innings or whatever it was? Yes.
It was 18 innings. We legitimately probably watched the greatest baseball game of all time.
Bro, I ate 2 bowls of strawberries. That's how long that fucking thing was. You're absolutely right. I couldn't believe how long that game went on. And it's one of those rare sports times that I was happy to live on this coast so I could stay up to watch it. Go ahead. Yes.
I mean, and I was just going to say, I mean, in all the worst ways, it was also the year of Diddy.
Absolutely.
Like both the lead up to the trial, then the actual trial and the verdict, and then finally the documentary where everybody was like, God damn.
Yeah. So
literally all over the place, man.
The year of Diddy. Cena tapping out as Yes Boy is reminding us. Absolutely. That was a big deal as well. But so much happened through the course of the year. A lot of pop culture moments, certainly, and a lot to discuss. So let us know if you're watching. Let us know now, or let us know later if you're watching later. What were your pop culture moments of 2025 that you're going to remember? What did we miss? What are the ones you want to bring up that are personal to you as well? I mean, for me, it's Liverpool winning the Premier League title. That was a massive deal for me in March of this year. That was such a huge deal.
Big.
So,
Dude, Jesus Christ. And it just goes to show how much insane shit has happened in the course of the year. I mean, we already talked about the fires and how crazy that was, but do you remember where it felt like every 2 seconds a plane was falling out of the sky?
Yes, right.
Mid-air crashes or just randomly crashing out of nowhere, like left and right, where all of a sudden people were like, I don't think I fly anymore, bro. Like, it was really bad there for a minute.
Right. Exactly. Well, I've known about Black Twitter for a while. I just didn't. I can't find it on Twitter, but I know about Black Twitter. I just can't find it. I don't get in there. Oh yeah, Hulk Hogan dying. I guess you could say that is a pop culture moment for better or worse.
Yeah. Again, I genuinely was not talking about Charlie Kirk when I said the shot heard around the world
Charlie Kirk,
earlier,
right.
but to not pretend like that didn't have a massive effect on the world is crazy. Because it opened up this whole threshold of a bunch of random stuff, including that happening is also why then you ended up with the whole free speech scare with Kimmel.
Right.
Like it all was interconnected.
Yep. Political violence, you could say this year, definitely a pop culture moment. Rob Reiner, of course, the sad passing of Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. Yeah, that is a pop culture moment as well. So some tough situations.
But then a lot of finales as well. So again, Stranger Things is ending here in 1 minute. But like you had that. I'm trying to think. There was it sounds like Sesame Street sadly might permanently be done since HBO isn't supporting it anymore and everything else like that. I'm trying to think what Nicki Minaj ended her career. There's that. I'm trying to like there was definitely some others, like some major like shows that came to a close. It's just it's escaping me. I know
Cobra Kai finished. Cobra Kai finished this year.
Yep.
Peacemaker. Apparently, there's no third season of Peacemaker. Handmaid's Tale wrapped up as well. Poker Face is done, and Squid Game seems like it's done as well. That wrapped up this year as well. With
Squid Game ended. Yep. I mean, they're working on the American version of it now.
Yes, right.
Like stuff on the lower end ended. So like Dexter Original Sin, 911 Lone Star. Like so those things that were like relevant, but on the smaller end. A lot of deaths, man. Sadly, I mean, we just lost Isaiah Whitlock Jr. Super sad, but like rest in peace. But like we lost a lot of people this year, it feels like.
I sat and watched the TCM tribute the other day of the older actors and older stars that we lost, and I just was like in shock because we lost. Didn't Gene Hackman die this year? Wasn't that a big pop culture?
Oh, yep. He also passed.
Kind of crazy.
We fully lost being able to trust CBS News.
100%. We lost CBS News.
Like the fact that like you took 60 minutes and truthfully, based off of everything that went down last week or 2 weeks ago, that name is fully in the dirt now. Like that is a program that has been a staple of journalism, and it feels like all it took was one Bari Weiss month. That shit ain't fucking worth anything anymore.
Just like she isn't worth anything anymore. All right, well, let's stop there. We got to get into some NFL questions to get to as well. Let's do this. Week 7. So anyway, pop culture moment. Let us know what your pop culture moments are if we didn't mention it or didn't talk about them, or if we did, what your favorite thoughts are or favorite moment was as well. But let's get into week 17, Winston. We got ourselves a hell of a weekend of football that happened here just a few days ago. And we lead, of course, with the 49ers handling their business there against the Chicago Bears, probably the game of the weekend. 42-38. The Falcons upset the Rams on Monday night. The Eagles arguably upset the Bills in Buffalo, in rainy Buffalo. The Giants took care of the Raiders, but which ended up costing the first pick in the draft so far. Seahawks beating the Panthers. The Patriots crushing the Jets, essentially announcing themselves to the AFC as a team to be reckoned with. The Dolphins beat the Buccaneers. The Jaguars silenced the Colts and sent Patrick Rivers, from what I just read, back into retirement. The Saints beat the Seahawks, but they might have found a quarterback in Tyler Schaff. The Browns shocked the Steelers, and now we have a game for the division and the playoffs happening, I think, Saturday night between the Ravens and the Steelers for all the marbles there. The Bengals crushed the Cardinals. The Ravens destroyed the Packers, but without just Jordan Love there. The Texans took care of the Chargers in a tight match. Broncos beat the Chiefs. Vikings beat the Lions there, sending the Lions out of the playoffs, and your Cowboys beat my Commanders there on Christmas Day.
It's the only reason I didn't text you directly on the day and waited till the end of the day and didn't even bring it up. I was just like, hey, man, Merry Christmas, bro. I left it at that because I was like, I don't need to rub this in. That just feels like we're not.
Played,
neither of us are going to the playoffs. Like what?
Exactly.
Like what would that do for anybody? You know,
I had that on the background on one of my computers while I was playing Ghost of Yote. That's what I was doing because the Lady Outlaw was out of town, so I wasn't even watching.
Yeah, man. I think the biggest one out of all of these,
yeah,
1,000% has to be the Lions getting bounced out of the playoffs.
Yeah, man.
That is so sad and so pathetic. And I understand you turned over your two linchpin coordinators there.
Yeah.
But like the talent was there. You still had crazy games where you were blowing people out. You had no business losing, even if it is a division rival. And I understand JJ McCarthy hasn't been good.
That Vikings
so like
game, so shocking.
There's no reason that they should have let that happen, especially knowing your playoff dreams are on the line. That was essentially a playoff game. There was no reason they should have done that. And I then end up worried.
Yeah.
For Lions fans, I hope that you didn't just get like a brief little 3-4 year stint of like, holy shit, we might be good. And then that's it. Yeah. Because the way the season went, man, just y'all have gone farther than the Cowboys in the last few years, but the Lions were feeling very Cowboy-esque over the course of this last little run. They keep getting the playoffs, but they keep losing in like the second round. Like I want to say they at least got to an NFC championship game. So I will give them that.
Yeah.
But you were just, it just feels like the wheels are coming off and you're approaching that 8-8 curse that we were stuck in for a while, you know?
Well, I don't know. JJ didn't even play in that game, Winston. It was Max Brosmer. It was Max Brosmer who was the quarterback for that game.
He only threw for 51 yards.
51 yards.
Me?
Yes. 51 yards.
That's
and they
insane.
Still lost. Yeah. Yeah. And they were at home. It was, I think, I guess it was in Minnesota, but still, that you don't lose a game like that to a team that's starting a rookie quarterback like Max Brosmer. It makes no sense on any level that Jared Goff couldn't get this team across the goal line a couple of times. But I think this is what the issue is at the end of the day. For as great as Goff seems to be at times, he has these stinker games, just like he did against the Commanders last year. I thought we were going to get our asses handed to us, and somehow we did the butt whipping because Goff kept throwing interceptions and couldn't step up to the plate. People give Sam Darnold shit, but I kind of think Goff deserves a lot of crap as well. Yes, he's been to one Super Bowl, but he's blown it a lot of times, and so here's another example that didn't even make the playoffs. Time's running out on his career.
I'm worried, because I wasn't a fan of Goff from the start. And then when he got sent to Detroit, I was like, damn, that sucks. Like, whatever. But I like, especially as they were doing that. And I watched quarterback and I really started to like him from his season on quarterback. But I think my initial gut with him is just that. Yeah. I think there's something missing for him to be the guy. I think he's got enough talent to do the colossal things he's done and to, have gotten to that one Super Bowl, but that wasn't so much him. If you go and look at it, that was Todd Gurley was in his bag that year, but then that injury like essentially ended his career.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I just don't think that he, at this point, we've had enough evidence. I don't think he has the sauce, and it shows itself in random ways of like, yes, they won that one particular game, but the one where he had like 5 interceptions in a game.
Yes.
It kind of shows at the core of kind of who he is. Sadly enough, I just don't think he's the guy.
I completely agree with you, man. I completely agree with you. I don't think he's the guy. And I think there are plenty of quarterbacks who'd be great in the regular season, great for a lot of games to get you 10, 11, 12, 13 wins. But when the chips are down, when shit gets crazy, they completely fold in on themselves. I think Goff is one of those guys,
And the other thing I will say, this is sad. This is a kind of a boomer bust year for the Bills. I don't think they'll get there.
You don't think that? You don't think? No.
I know the weather was bad, but I stand by what I said. The Eagles aren't.
But you're in Buffalo in your kind of weather, Winston. I don't think there's any excuse for that performance. I agree with you. Yeah.
And I just I still stand by. I don't think that the Eagles are good. I don't think the Eagles have the sauce to repeat. I think there are way too many better teams. Like, I don't know how, but the 49ers yet again look insane. The Bears look incredibly good. I don't know
Yeah.
what Matthew Stafford was smoking yesterday, but overall the Rams look good. I
Yep.
don't trust Sam Darnold, but the Seahawks look good. Like there's too many other teams that have figured their shit out, like for real, that
Yeah.
I think that the Bills are going to miss yet again. And this is like their curse is just going to continue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's just
Yep.
one of those things where it's just like, damn. But it also makes me wonder that this was the moment with the Patriots, everything happening with Stephon Diggs, barring the NFL deciding to essentially interfere and go, yeah, he's going to serve a suspension for next season.
Right.
Like, because they see too much on the line for him not to be there.
Yeah.
That may have shot the Patriots in the foot. I get that they have spread
100%.
the ball out a lot. Like, and I give them
Right.
credit for that. But
Right.
I think you needed that kind of veteran superstar presence, even if Stephon Diggs isn't at the, at an A+ level like he was back in the day. He was still like a B+ A- receiver that you need out there. So
yeah.
I'm curious, do you have a prediction of who you think ultimately is going to make it to the Super Bowl now that we more or less have our playoff teams?
Here's where I think the AFC is a crapshoot, right? I think almost any team except, and I think the Ravens are going to beat the Steelers, especially because they don't have DK Metcalf. And the reports are today on Wednesday that Lamar is going to be ready for the game. If Lamar is ready for the game, the Ravens want to win that game more than the Steelers do. And I think Rodgers is more capable of folding it on himself and blaming the team and choking than Lamar is. And I think if the Ravens get in there with the mission they have, it's going to be interesting. They're not going to be a tough out. I mean, they're not going to be an easy out. But my dark horse here on the AFC side of things is the Texans. I 100% think the Texans are going to find a way with that defense. Statistically, the best defense we've seen in 10 years in the NFL is going to find a way to grind all of these quarterbacks up. You have a Bo Nix's second year, Drake May's second year, Justin Herbert I don't trust. So there's a lot of quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence I don't trust. There's a lot of quarterbacks in the AFC I do not trust against a defense like the Texans. And CJ is going to need to do just enough to. I think that Chargers game was a great example of how the Texans are going to grind everybody to dust as they roll into the Super Bowl. And on the other side, I don't trust anybody in the NFC besides the 49ers. I think they're coming into their prime at the perfect time. The defense is ready. The Purdy is playing insane. I've never seen cocky Purdy, but it was an incredible level he went to against Chicago. So I think it's 49ers Texans in the Super Bowl, but it could be 49ers Patriots. That's very possible. I just think it's 49ers Texans, man. What about you?
So I think that it's definitely, this is again, I feel like it's a little wild, but I do think that the Texans will make the Super Bowl. I think even if they stick at the 5 seed and they don't take their division away from the Jaguars, they seem like the most well-rounded of the teams because
they fear no one. They fear no one,
and they show it. Like they are the only team in the AFC that, yes, they had their hardships at the beginning because we don't know what was going on with CJ, but CJ has seemed to come out of the funk. He is not the CJ from his rookie year, but he is the CJ that has experience in the playoffs and has a strong enough defense to help make up for any lost issues. Yeah, that he's because Bo Nix legitimately is very bad at times. Yes, sometimes he's like, it's the fourth quarter, he pulls it together, he makes it happen. But so many times, like Bo Nix is just bad. So, like, I think that the Texans are the only team that well-rounded have the sauce. Obviously, Drake May at this point probably won MVP based off of Matt Stafford's performance yesterday. Yeah. But I also know that the Texans have playoff experience. They didn't just lose their number one receiver. Like, there's too many, like, little X factors. And again, like you said, best defense we've seen in 10 years. Yeah. It's giving me the kind of vibes that the Broncos gave me when Peyton won his last Super Bowl and bounced, except you have a much better quarterback in CJ Stroud than a Peyton Manning that can't throw further than 15 yards. You know what I'm saying? It's the same level of defense, but better quarterback play. Yeah. And so I think that they're there. And then on the NFC side,
we're agreed on that. Yeah.
I don't trust any of them.
I agree. I don't trust any of them.
I don't trust 49ers. A single one. And the funny thing was, I was more confident in the NFC before at most of the season, and now it's fully flipped. Like, yes, when the Seahawks are rolling, they're rolling. I don't trust Sam Darnold. I am, until I have been given proof in big moments, and he's had 1 or 2 this season, but he's had a lot where their 3 losses have all come on the back of him just self-destructing. And like, yes, the game that they won against the Rams was huge. Why were you in that in the first place? Why did you have to jig your way out of that much in the first? And he was still fucking up while they did their comeback. It just that
he was lucky.
Was so good.
Yeah, 100%. He was lucky on that 2-point conversion because if homie doesn't pick that ball up and he doesn't throw it in a way that's a back pass, they lose that game and he chokes yet another big game. So I don't put a lot of stock in that situation. Now, they took care of business against the Panthers, but I think the Panthers are a bit of paper division champions if they win the game. Yeah. So I agree with you there. So who's your pick then?
My pick out of the NFC it remains the Rams.
Okay.
I think just you got they've already won before. So you have the pedigree of a team that's done it. They know how to beat the Niners because it's a division rival. They know how to beat the Seahawks because it's a division rival. I think that Caleb took massive steps forward this year, but he still has a lot of room for improvement. You're also dealing with the rookie head coach. So is he going to be able to keep the sauce? The way that the Bears got handled by the Niners said a lot about things. I just think that with everything that's happened, what I don't trust about the Niners, what they continue to do.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop with the injuries. There is something specific, and I've said this before, that Shanahan really is a coaching genius, and having Salah there to help with that defense, fantastic. But something keeps happening where
critical moments
getting drastically hurt. And yes, they are now on the healthier end now, but I am just waiting for the wheels to fall off.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah. If the Niners stay healthy, then I don't think they lose to any team in the NFC. But I'm waiting for the injuries to come, and they will. Yeah. Yeah. And then, I'm not wishing that on them. I'm watching patterns here. I see how Boogie laughing about the Rams can't beat the Eagles. That's fine. They don't necessarily have to play each other currently they are. But depending on how things go, if the Eagles end up taking the 2 seed, then they won't. And I think that a lot of these teams in the NFC will mollywop the Eagles. I'm not worried about the Eagles. I have yet to see something that puts the fear of the Eagles in me, especially that skid that they just had, that Jalen is still not playing well. Yeah, okay, you won the division. You won a weak division. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And your last couple of wins, I have said this before. I don't think, even though the Buffalo Bills have the record that they have, I think the Eagles and the Bills are the same. I think you are fool's gold where it's we still have all pro level players, MVP level players here.
Yeah.
So you are going to do some stuff and look very strong, but you've shown so many times, okay, Rams can't beat you. You can't beat the Bears. The Bears beat the shit out of you. So you know what I'm saying? It's all matchups and shit, and nobody has given me that true confidence in the NFC that they're going to pull it out. So I got to go with what I think is the most genuinely consistent in the Rams. And that's just across everything from injuries, already done it, coaching, who's your quarterback, because Stafford was the runaway MVP front runner until yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Falcons game. So it's probably Drake Mays to win, and he's got the Jets this weekend. So, not the Jets, the Dolphins this weekend. So he'll probably take care of business.
He's going to win an MVP. And what is this? His second year? That's
second year. It's insane. Crazy. Well, so there's four big games this weekend. So real quick, I know we're running out of time. We got to get to the questions, Winston. So if you don't mind keeping this short, who do you predict to win these games? Panthers, Buccaneers. Who you got?
I think the Panthers win and they get to the playoffs.
Okay, because they'll win this is for the division. Yep. So the Panthers would win and get so whoever wins this game wins the division.
Yep.
So if Panthers win, they're in. I agree. I think the Panthers do win this. Baker hasn't looked good over the last back half of the season, and I just think the Panthers are due. All right, Seahawks 49ers in Santa Clara.
I think the Seahawks win it. I think Sam Darnold gives me some more false hope here. Because I think what ends up happening is I think that the Niners the Seahawks smell it and they're gonna get that number 1 seed.
Okay.
But I do think I think they finish the year strong. I think that they even make it to the NFC Championship game, but I just don't. Until I see Sam Darnold do it. I am just scared. I want them to win it. My lady is a diehard Seahawks fan. I want them to go the distance, but I don't have that faith. I just don't.
No. I think the 49ers are going to beat them. So I'm on opposite sides doing that. Chargers, Broncos in Denver. This is just for essentially bragging rights. What do you think on that one?
Denver.
Okay. Denver. Yeah, I agree. Denver.
Because I think you sit Herbert and let him get a little bit healthier.
That's not a bad idea. So great point there. All right, last game, Ravens Steelers, Sunday night, 5:20 p.m. on Peacock. Who wins the division and gets in the playoffs, Ravens or the Steelers?
I honestly think it's the Steelers.
Really?
Because they're going to do one or two things. You either force Lamar to go back in. I don't think Lamar's healthy. I don't think he magically just becomes healthy all of a sudden and is able to figure it out.
Good point.
Derrick Henry looks like the monster that we know him to be. He looks like King Henry again, but Harbaugh is just making a lot of bad moves. There's been a lot of bad juju in Baltimore this year. There's been a lot of finger pointing. There's been quick to now throw your star quarterback, 2-time MVP under the bus.
Yeah.
I just think that a new era is coming for both of these teams. But if you asked me to pick overall, based off of everything I'm seeing, if Lamar was healthy, this is a no-brainer. Right. But since he's not, I'm going to go with a guy that's won a Super Bowl, won 4 MVPs, and then a coach that has been consistently in the playoffs more or less like nonstop. Yeah. And it's a last hurrah. I think they immediately get bounced, but I think that they pull this one out.
Okay. I have the Ravens, but with the understanding that if Lamar gets hurt, Steelers going to win. But if Lamar plays the whole game, I think they win because the Steelers without DK Metcalf are not a good team on offense. And I think that's going to bite them in the ass.
I agree.
Three straight passes to Marquez Vantley and Scantling. He couldn't even accomplish the pass. Yeah, no, that's a bad sign.
But I think the thing in particular though that will do it.
Yeah.
Knowing what's on the line, knowing that you have a fully healthy TJ Watt now.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey trying to prove something. I think that there is a scenario where you put in Lamar. I don't agree with Acho on a lot of stuff, and I think that but I thought Shady was losing his mind about this. They were talking about this matchup last night.
Yeah.
They're like, no, when you have Lamar in there, you have to put Lamar in because he changes the game. If I'm a defender, I'm not playing Lamar the way I would normally play him until I see him run. Because if you go and look, he's only had, I want to say 50 rushing yards in the last 5 or 6 games that he's played in. What makes him so deadly is that he has become an accurate pocket passer, but his legs are always an issue. So you don't know what to do. You got to leave a quarterback spot. You got to kind of leave the DNs to sit still and make sure he doesn't escape.
Yeah.
If I don't have to play that way because I think he's hurt and he can't move the way that he normally does.
Yeah.
You stack the box to stop Henry because you know that he's not going to, and then let TJ by himself go and just rush Lamar because Lamar can't get out of the way. Like there's a matchup issue going on right here. If Lamar is truly healthy, this is not a question, but I don't think he's healthy. And therefore I think you just stop Derrick Henry. Harder to do than it sounds. But if you know that it is not going to be an issue, then you just stop Henry, and then there you go.
Yeah, good points. Good points, Winston. We will see. All right, we'll definitely be talking about it next week. We'll see what the fallout is from those games as we head into the playoffs. But let's get into these questions, Winston. I hope you have a few extra minutes to hang with us, but let's get through these as quick as we can. Evelyn says, reasons female Doom could be Wanda. 1, it's happened in the comics. 2, she'd alter reality for him. And 3, if Doom is taking a kid, she's Magneto's daughter. Good suggestion.
That's all good. And on top of the fact that maybe Doom is like, I lost my kid. I can help you get yours.
Exactly. That's still her obsession to get her kids back. Right. Good build. Darren, what's up, Darren? He's over there in the UK. Darren says, Happy New Year, Swaggy Outlaws. Love you. Happy New Year to you, brother.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah. Eric Kirby, Arch Manning looked good today. I'm calling it. He will win the Heisman next year. The team won't win the chip, though. Maybe for Texas, they're good today, so maybe. But that kid at USC might have something to say about it. That kid at USC feels like he's ready. Yeah, we'll see. Vulcan Nerd, it says, Happy New Year and the best for you both in 2026. Thank you, Vulcan. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Night Fox 1190 says, hey, I just watched a vid that said Jay Penske is the reason Sinners has been snubbed by publications all year. Could he affect Sinners Awards chances?
It feels like there is this push to keep it out of the awards. I don't know why, but it just there's this weird air because I think please tell me you've seen black people, because black people are like elephants, bro. We never forget. Please tell me you've seen how mad they've been about the Marty Supreme shit with Variety.
Oh, like, yeah. Comparing the headlines.
Shit is hilarious to me.
Yeah, I agree. But I do think there is. Jeff and I fought about this, of course, because we always fought about Sinners all year. But Jeff and I fought about this I think a week or two ago on the show. I do think there is a bit of a bias towards Sinners. I think there is a pushback from a lot of white film critics that they don't like all the love that Sinners is getting, that they don't get it, they don't see it. I don't think they like that it became a vampire movie, so they have an issue with that. But I think they're ignoring a lot of the cultural commentary that is very poignant throughout the whole movie and powerful throughout the whole movie. So yeah, I do think Penske, who signs the checks for numerous sites, might be putting his finger on the scale, including Hollywood Reporter, including Deadline, including Variety. It's very possible. And Collider and other places, I think. Oh, no, that's Valnet. But these people, they put their fingers on the scale. Dennis Hoffman, 3856. Winston, fresh cut. Lots of love to you guys. There you go.
Thank you. It's been a couple weeks, but I appreciate it. I guess people haven't seen me.
Yeah, that's true. Eric Kirby, Winston, you better go for Hurts in the playoffs. Black quarterback 4 years in a row. Don't make me put you on blast on Blurs later. Give up your black card. Wow.
First of all, in what world am I magically just going to go for a division rival?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that. The rare exception was at least I will tell you this. I like Hurts as seeing his personality. Yeah. I like Hurts in that regard, but no, I refuse to ever cheer for the Eagles. The rare exception where I did, and my skin crawls, is when it was the Eagles and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And if I was like, if I have to choose an evil, I'm going to go with the team that's never won one before. And I hate all Boston sports teams. So I was just like, fine. But that was the only time I've ever done that. No, I will not do that. Not when there are plenty of other black we make up half the motherfucking league now as far as black quarterbacks go. I am not rooting for no goddamn Jalen Hurt. Kiss my ass. CJ Stroud. That's a nigga. I go for him. There's my one. I'm sorry. All right. Okay. Caleb Williams. I like that kid. He cool, man. I'm going to go for him. I ain't going. I'm so mad at that. I am mad.
Doug Developer, what's up, Doug? Says, which one of your rival teams' championships was the most painful for you to watch? I'm mentally preparing the grief if the Bills or the Pats win the Super Bowl.
This recent Eagles Super Bowl sucked. That hurt. I didn't like that. That got under my skin for enough because I'd have never really had beef with the Chiefs. If anything, I was like, hey man, they can make history. That would be cool. Like the first football team to ever go back to back to back. But nah, man, that Eagles one last year sucked.
To me, it'll always be the Red Sox coming back 3-1 on my Yankees in 2004 and then going on to win the series. I never hated the Red Sox because we always beat them. So to me, it was a rivalry. But when they came back on us, I developed a deep hatred for the Boston Red Sox team. So, and I never had that before. But 2004, I couldn't believe it, and I was mad. So nothing will ever beat that. Nothing. CB the Legend 11. China voted Doomsday #1 for 2026. Supergirl didn't make the list. Spider-Man was number 6. Project Caramel was number 2. Could Supergirl be another Thunderbolts? No, I don't think so. I think if it's good, I think it's got a real shot at 400 or 500. What do you think, Winston? Will it be down into 3 or 2? What do you think?
Oh no, I think that Supergirl will do just fine. I think that it does have some stuff going against it because even though Supergirl is enough of a name because she's being Clark's cousin that's up there, she still kind of falls in that kind of B tier category where like obviously Superman is kind of in that S tier. No pun intended. So I do think that there's going to be some stuff working against it. Yeah. But it sounds like just off that trailer too, they really nailed the story from that it's inspired from. And so I think it's just going to be a really solid sci-fi epic that's going to pull at heartstrings. So I think it'll do just fine.
I agree. I think it'll do just fine. Doug Developer back again says, in the NBA, I'm jealous when a team has great players. With the NFL, it's when a team has a great coach. My Jets will ruin any quarterback as long as Glenn is the head coach.
See, that's the thing. I don't even necessarily think it's Glenn.
It's only been one season.
I just
right?
think the Jets are a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it's Woody. That's the problem.
It's
the
Woody. Owner. It's genuinely Woody. That's the problem. Because like I even look at not Eberflus. I look at Schottenheimer. I don't even think that Shoddy really was the issue this year. I think Shoddy did a very good job, for all things considered. I think that Jerry Jones is a problem.
Yeah, when you hamstring your own defense by trading away the greatest player, and the owner did it. It's the owner that you got to look at here. Yeah. Fantastic says China stepping away from trade with the U.S. was extremely massive for the world economy. Spill the tequila rocks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, bud. And you're right. You're totally right, Fred. Paul Hitchcock, let us not forget the Avengers cast announcement video, which resulted in Winston getting yelled at by his girlfriend, now fiance.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it because I was hype and I was loud, and it was I definitely in the middle was like, oh, I gotta shut the fuck up for like the next 3 hours that we're doing this.
That's great. S1398 says, Happy New Year's to both of you. This show is a blast as always. Oh, thanks. Thoughts on Dave Chappelle's special? I liked it more than the last couple. I still have not seen it. Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
Sorry, yes. I'll remedy that this weekend for sure. I'm catching up on a bunch of things, but there's also a shit ton of football, so I'll have to squeeze that in where I can.
Yep.
Vulcan Nerd with the new haircut. Do we have O'Shea Winston? Do we have O'Shea Winston?
O'Shea Winston. That's hilarious, man.
DUI Champ says, Mighty Rocha, the other night while discussing your career, you mentioned your experience at the end of Collider. Can you elaborate on the story? I'm interested. Maybe some other time. I've talked about it on previous live streams, and there's no way there's enough time left for me to talk about it. But yeah, at some point I will be going live more often on the show, and maybe some night DUI Champ, I'll go live and have a longer conversation about it. But it was fucking 5 years, going to be 6 years ago in January. The show, we moved on. The channel is the channel, and I'm happy where I'm at. And it was a blessing in disguise, really. Haskell 420 says, Happy New Year's. May the coming new year be blessed one with much love, laughter, happiness, good health, and fortune. If fortune, I get 5%.
Got you.
Same to you. Same to you, Haskell.
Yes,
hopefully
sir.
your Jets are a better 2026 as well.
I hope so, man.
DUI Champ, yesterday you criticized Tony Hopkins' portrayal of Nixon. I was disappointed. I contend Oliver Stone's Nixon, Spielberg's Lincoln, and HBO's John Adams are the greatest presidential biopics thus far. Well, you're off on putting John Adams in there because that's not a biopic. That's a series, so not in the same definition. I didn't criticize Tony Hopkins. I said it was asking us to believe he looked like Richard Nixon when he didn't. I didn't criticize his performance. He was excellent as Nixon. I said it was having us do mental gymnastics to believe he looked like Nixon, whereas Daniel Day-Lewis looked like Lincoln, and certainly Paul Giamatti has elements of John Adams in the look. So that's what I said. If you go back and listen to it, DUI. And then Haskell, I saw a post on Twitter that in Korea, there's 6 total Doomsday spots, not including the Super Bowl registered on the ratings board. Sam's team and New Avengers, maybe? I could see that.
I could see that. I think that would be a big one. Obviously the X-Men is coming.
Yes. That is next week. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else, because it hasn't been announced yet. But again, I gotta believe that they're trying to wrap stuff up. I could also see potentially, people won't be as excited about it, but maybe Eternals again.
Maybe
try and how are we wrapping that up? But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But I like the suggestions, Ed. Sam's team could make sense, and the New Avengers, that does make sense. All right, these Streamlabs have come through here. Where is it? Oh yeah, 2025 can suck it. Says Happy New Year's Eve to my spillas. Aside from all the channels I watched, like Blurred's, Geek Buddies, Hot Mic, and so on, this was a difficult year to navigate because if anything good happened, it had that awful stink from the administration attached to it. Yeah. But, people are fighting back. You can feel it in the air. The fact that you've got Bolbert and MTG turning on Trump, things are changing, and they're turning in on each other and fighting each other now within the MAGA sphere, as you saw at the TPUSA conference. So I think if we just kind of keep doing what we're doing and letting them shoot themselves in the foot, we will come out ahead by the time we hit the midterms, if they even allow us to have a midterms elections. That's the scary part that's next. So,
well, I mean, let me just say really quick to that point. If you didn't already talk to your fans and your audience about this previously, I'm sure you heard There was a big change passed down by the administration dealing with the USPS, and now the way that postmarking works
Oh, yes.
specifically, it's not about when you actually go and put it in the mailbox. It's when it gets to whatever changing station to actually go. So please know for voting, especially if you vote by mail, you need to be doing that. Give yourself a whole week. Don't even tempt fate. Give
Yeah.
yourself a whole week. And if you are going to that last minute thing, take your ass into the post office and ask for it to be actually stamped in front of your eyes so you can see that it was postmarked properly.
Yep.
And that's not just for voting. That is something that will affect any of your sort of government benefits. So whether that be Medicare, Medi-Cal, doing your taxes, anything like that. Anybody with health in general, insurances will be able to use that same argument because for them, it's also a postmark type situation.
Right.
And the main thing is obviously most of the people that are watching this are kind of on the younger to middle age side of things. Check it on your parents, check it on your grandparents. They may not know about stuff like that as well. So all of that is vitally important to pay attention to.
Yep, exactly. That's 100% the truth when you look at the situation. Be aware of it because they are trying to steal these elections in very subtle ways and unsettling ways. And they don't want anybody to be able to vote who's going to vote against them. It's 100% the truth. So you got to be vigilant on this stuff. As soon as you get that ballot, just send it in. As soon as you get that ballot, fill it out, send it in that night. That's how you got to be. Great suggestion, Winston. Fredtastic sent in here. He says the Steve Rogers Doomsday trailer was intriguing because I'm of the belief that Peggy has died and Steve stays to raise his son, which is why he's so old when he returns to Endgame. And we don't see any signs she is there. Thank you two for a wonderful year. I gotta, dude, if they kill off Peggy, I'll be so fucking mad, man. I love Haley, man.
But I can see it in a world where it's like that's why he's getting back in the mix.
Yeah.
And I can also see that that's the first blow that Doom kind of lays against him.
Ooh, killing Peggy.
You killed a wife for a wife, and then he's trying to be like a child for a child. And it's
Jesus, yeah, that's a good point. God damn. Wayne Edwards, what's up, Wayne? Thank you, Wayne. He says, happy holidays, gents. Rocha, thank you for going live every day last week. You helped me get through a rough week. You're welcome, man. I feel bad I couldn't do it on Christmas and Christmas Eve because I pulled a really bad muscle in my shoulder and I was in an extremely irritable mood for 2 or 3 days. So I'm so sorry I didn't go live for people who are having a rough time, but I appreciate that. He also says, thank you for all you do. I listen and watch you almost daily between the Cinephiles, Hot Mike, Spill the Tequila, and the Truth. You rock. Well, thank you, Wayne. I appreciate it, man. And thanks to everybody who has been a fan of our show, Winston, especially as we've been launching this thing over the last few months and trying to get more and more people to watch. It means a lot to all of you who come every week to enjoy us here on the show. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite times of the week, man. Like I really enjoy doing the show. And so I appreciate everybody coming in here and being willing to argue with us about sports and give their 2 cents about all the political and pop culture stuff that's been going on. It's been a good time for sure. So I'm very grateful for y'all in 2025.
Absolutely. And again, thank you, Wayne. You're the best, man. I love you, dude. Eric Kirby says, in video game news, 2025 Claire Expedition 33, an indie game, won all the awards this year. And it's a great game, by the way. Very emotional at times. Yeah, Eric, I can't find it anywhere. I have to buy the special editions because it's only available as a digital edition on PS5, the PlayStation Store. But GameSpot is out. Best Buy is out. Everywhere is out where I try to get it. So I might have to splurge for the extra $20 special edition to play it once I'm done with Yote. So I can't wait to do that. So yeah.
Dude, you got to do it. I'm only like an hour in, and
you're playing.
I need to go back to it. I'm gonna essentially start over again. But what I saw so far was pretty great.
Nice, dude. I can't wait to play it. All right, that's our show. We got to get out of here. Winston's got stuff to do as well tonight. So thank you all so much for joining us. We appreciate you madly. Again, thanks to everybody who joined us in 2025 as we launched the show, kept building the show, and you were here every week. Means the world. Please remember to share the show everywhere so more and more people join us in 2026. And Winston, please, again, dude, thanks so much. Love you doing the show with me. Love you personally. Thank you. And please let people know where they can find you and your YouTube channel that is growing every week.
Absolutely. You can find me at the Swaggy Blurred on all platforms, but especially here on YouTube. I've got my best of 2025 stuff will really kind of roll out next week since I was gone. For the holidays, I haven't had time to really do it all yet. So that's really good what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of days. But the more important thing, in 22 minutes. Blurs in the Hood, the Blurs gonna feud holiday edition. That's essentially a Black family feud. Is going down. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be absolutely hysterical. The ending is crazy. I can tell you, we had to pre-tape it just because it's New Year's. Two of the contestants are on the East Coast. They weren't going to be available during our regular streaming time because they're already off to their parties and stuff. So we pre-taped it. But it is airing in 22 minutes. It is hysterical. And then we'll be back tomorrow. Because we haven't done a live show in a couple of weeks, we had to do 2 pre-tapes, one for Christmas and now one for New Year's. We will be live tomorrow night, so don't miss that as well. Capes and Cows on Friday over with Christian and Chris.
Nice.
And then let's kick off 2026 the right way, man. Come check out the stuff that I got going on my channel and all that.
Right on. Absolutely. Please go and follow Winston everywhere. He's got his stuff. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, my channel rather, down here. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button. Let me know all your thoughts on all the subjects we talked about here on this particular show in the comments section as well. But most of all, and I'll say this on behalf of Winston, I hope I can say that, please have a safe and happy New Year's celebration tonight. We want you here with us in 2026. Don't take those chances. Don't put yourself in bad situations. If you're going out, go and enjoy yourself and have a great time and celebrate a new year. 2026, let's hope for something better in our world and in our lives. So much love to all of you. Thanks again. And we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode here of Spill the Tequila. Peace. Until then.